What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Space Shit Crypto. My name is Elizabeth Howard, and I'm going to give you a rundown of last night's highlights that DeltaFlare had with CoinMerge. It was a Twitter space. Josh Bradlin, one of the developers, he's actually in charge of the game development, and the Crypto Empress, the famous Crypto Empress. Check out her profile picture, super cute with that pink. She was there also, and so let's jump into that space. Let's go over the highlights. There was very important information that was told in this Twitter space. Also, some major bombs dropped. All right, let's go check it out.
Tell me about DeltaFlare. Where did the vision come from, and what's the mission?
So I said in the beginning, I'm one of three Docs developers. All three of us, we were attached to a different project before we began DeltaFlare. But we broke off because that other project really wasn't doing much. Our graphic designer, he's been designing, probably for the last 25 years. And the original Deltanaut was actually just a mascot for that previous project. It eventually turned into an NFT, and we launched our first NFT collection. It was a collection of 400 just to test the market, and we minted out in 27 hours. So it was really surprising to us. We were really excited, turned around and gave away about 54% of that revenue, which totaled about $20,000 back to the community. Just, a show of good faith and a big thank you. And we continued going on, and we did our first collaboration, in fact, with Crypto Empress. And that collection was 818 NFTs, and we minted that out in 18 minutes. So with having a market validation test and a customer validation test, we just continued going. And like I said in the beginning of this AMA, we minted out our fourth NFT collection maybe about 5 to 10 minutes before hopping in here.
I think there was like 6 different collections. I saw Skynauts, I saw Genesis 400, the Pink Ladies. Is this Pink Ladies what you collaborated with Empress on?
Yeah, that's right.
And then you had the gold tier, which I noticed was like 90% minted. Is that the one you minted out prior?
Yes, we just minted that one out.
Let's talk about the gold tier. What is the gold tier about?
Okay, so the gold tier, there's a lot to it, and it's definitely a mouthful, so I'm going to do my best to just touch upon the points that really make a big difference. All of our NFTs are in-game playable characters for our upcoming game called Valor Rising Quest for the Seven. The gold tier has it. Not only do you get the NFT, but you're also going to get a custom-built controller. We have a distribution company, a manufacturing and distribution company that we partnered with, and we are going to have custom controllers. Our game is going to be optimized for controller use. You're not going to want to use your keyboard and mouse for this. It's going to be a huge pain in the ass. We don't recommend it. So the controllers are going to be coming with those gold NFTs. We are also giving away T-shirts and a couple of the other bigger notes on those is that each of those gold tier NFTs act as a raffle ticket for our $50,000 ETH prize pool, as well as a raffle ticket for a custom DeltaFlare gaming PC. So if if you missed the gold NFT collection and you still want to get into the $50,000 ETH prize pool, the silver tier, which is minting at 0.09 ETH, those are also raffle tickets for that prize pool. You will still be able to purchase the controller once we have a supply. It's not proprietary to our game. You can actually connect any Bluetooth controller to your PC. So if you play with Xbox, you can actually sync your Xbox controller to your PC. Anything with a Bluetooth capability in terms of a controller can connect to your computer and you can play the game.
What is Honor and how does it correlate with your project?
Honor token and how it works. It is the native token that in fact, I'm going to backpedal that just a little bit so I can touch up on the game. When you play Valor Rising Quest for the Seven, which is our game, you're going to be earning the in-game token Pride. Now, once you have collected enough Pride, you will be able to exchange those tokens at a certain exchange rate for honor tokens. So that's how that's going to operate. On top of that, when we do launch our e-commerce marketplace, our marketplace will transact in 3 tokens when we launch. Those are going to be Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Honor. So all of our vendors that are going to be operating on our e-commerce marketplace will be accepting those 3 tokens.
What type of product or businesses are you looking to put on your platform?
Great question. So what we wanted to really emulate was something similar to Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, Etsy, where if you have a business that's a legitimized business and you can prove that, we can put you on our e-commerce marketplace. The cool thing is that we will have really complete control over who and what we can put onto the marketplace. We don't want to put just anybody out there because let's be real, what's happening right now in blockchain, there's a bunch of scams going on. So we don't want to have that kind of flood over into the e-commerce field. So we're going to be screening all of the vendors that want to come and be part of our e-commerce marketplace. So, here's a really good example. We have a community member who breeds French bulldogs, and he is somebody who would put his business on our e-commerce marketplace and accept honor for a French bulldog.
Where are you guys at in the roadmap right now for the Play to Earn game?
When we hired our game development studio, it's Boosty Labs. They have worked on games plenty of times before. They also have worked on some blockchain games. When we created our master service agreement, our MSA, they told us, hey, we can, well, I'm going to back that up just a second here too. The first element is we are going to be launching a game demo. That demo is going to be off of the blockchain, so you're not going to be earning any Pride token. We don't want to give anybody a head start to earning Pride. However, what we will be building into that demo is a leaderboard. And then we're going to be able to use that leaderboard for NFT giveaways, for honor token giveaways, and so forth. So for the demo, Boosty Labs was confident in saying that they could deliver our demo in 6 weeks after we hired them. But we asked them to, slow down, take their time. We want to make sure we deliver a great product, not a good product. You know what I mean? So we asked them to take their time, and we really pushed for having the demo released by the end of the year. So we've made, we've paid about 2/3 of it off. And now that we've minted out the gold tier collection, we have enough funding to pay the rest of the demo off. So now it's absolutely going to come. It's just a matter of timing.
Where can the listeners here today find your community?
We primarily operate in Discord. We, of course, have a Telegram as well, and, we're on Twitter. But all of us devs, we hang out in Discord. You can always catch us in the main chat. Screwing around, you can always catch us in Telegram too. Yeah.
Valor Rising, Quest for 7. What's the storyline?
Oh my God, dude, that is the best part of this game. So it's a community-driven type story. So we had actually sent out a sort of a challenge, if you will, to our community to see who wanted to help write. So once the challenge went out, we got a lot of applications, and we read through all of them and hand selected which community members were going to help us write. So we are writing the story, and in fact, this is probably the first time I'm going to be able to get to share the full scope. So put your seatbelt on, everybody. It's going to get a little bit rowdy here.
Ready for the ride, man. Ready for the ride. Let's go.
So how it works, what happens is the Deltanauts, they board their rocket ship and they blast off of their planet Cryptovia. They're on a brand new moon mission going through the cosmos when, well, unfortunately, there was an asteroid in the way. Their navigation system was completely just bogus, and they hit the asteroid and spun out of control. As you can see, the Deltanauts are 3D NFTs. However, they crash land on a planet called Planet Matic, and it is naturally a 2D environment. So the Deltanauts crash land on this brand new planet. They have no idea where the hell they are. They are in a completely different dimension, quite literally. When they crash land, all of the Deltanauts get ejected out of the rocket, and 7 of them get captured by what is known as the Hive. Well, further in the story, one of our very lovely community members, Baffles, who some of you may know, he has a custom NFT that we call Truck Norris. Truck Norris, when the Deltanauts were cruising the cosmos, Truck Norris was driving his gigantic red semi through space. He eventually landed on Planet Matic, hauling an entire truckload of potatoes. Well, when Truck Norris landed on Planet Matic, he actually, unfortunately, killed the Overlord. He is the Overlord of Planet Matic. And on Planet Matic law, when you kill the Overlord, you become the Overlord. So Truck Norris is now the Overlord of Planet Matic. What Truck Norris unfortunately doesn't know is that the potatoes are carrying the virus. It's carrying the Hive. And this is a little bit of the backstory. So when Truck Norris lands, the Hive breaks out. Everybody gets infected. And I don't know if I'm going to, in fact, not tell this part because it's going to give away the entire story. But the Deltanauts are now on a quest to not only go save the 7 Deltanauts that were taken by the Hive, but to also kill the infection that is plaguing Planet Matic. And that's the story.
You had me at potatoes. You're looking to franchise out some portion of your project?
Not quite. What we want to do in our scope is to be a GameFi franchise. So this is going to be our first game, and gauging the level of success and making sure that our business intelligence is optimized to support further games. We will, our aim is to launch additional games after this one. Just kind of like with our first NFT launch, we have to test the market to make sure that we're validated and we've confirmed, and then we can continue moving forward. But with Valor Rising Quest for the 7, if you do any sort of gaming, you might be familiar with different seasons. You know, something like Fortnite, they release seasons, Call of Duty, Diablo, things like that. We're also going to have seasons. When we collaborate with other projects, in fact, I'll give you one. We've actually done a collaboration with SHIB for NFTs. So when we launched this recent NFT collection, we got in contact with SHIB and we said, hey guys, we want to do a whitelist collaboration with you guys. They were really gracious and they said, yeah, sure. You guys are all doxxed. We think that your project's pretty cool and your NFTs are dope. So sure, have access to the community. So what we want to do further is that, let's say our first season is with SHIB, right? We would take an item from SHIB and we would hide it in the map, where then the players would go find it and take it to a certain individual inside of the game. And that would open up a type of portal where you and your friends can now go through and explore that world. There's a lot more to it. And man, I can tell you, I can sit here for hours talking about gaming in the project, but I'll probably put a pin in it right there. But please feel free, hammer me with questions. I'm going to drop a little bit of FOMO. So my voice normally doesn't sound like this. It typically sounds a little bit better, but I just got back from a business trip in Amsterdam. I know, kind of a funny place to go take a business trip, but it was fantastic, had a great time. And I met with, I actually took this trip with a community member, a fantastic community member, invited us on the trip, and I went out with him, and we spent 8 days out in Amsterdam. And he introduced me to his network. Unbeknownst to us, they wanted to hear a lot more about DeltaFlare, and all of them decided that they wanted to get in. So what I can tell you is that there are quite a few people that are pooling money together for a pretty massive investment into our project. enough for us to really launch our project forward. And I'm talking all the way from just full game build to hiring more staff to getting onto centralized exchanges, the whole nine. So I don't really know what to tell you in terms of financial advice. It's not my role to do that, but I can tell you just from being there and meeting these people and having this opportunity, this is exactly where we are in our roadmap. We are currently crossing the chasm. If you know anything about business terminology, after you cross the chasm, it is nothing but up from there unless you royally screw it up. So we're currently crossing the chasm. We have quite a few people who really see and value what it is that we're doing, and they want to fund us. So big things are coming very, very soon. And between now and the end of the year, it's going to get really, really rowdy in our project. But I'll turn it over to Daisy now.
And I am just super excited and super proud of this project. I've been here since, probably a couple weeks after they launched. I fell in love with their project, and actually DeltaFlare was my first NFT ever. And I didn't even know what NFT was. And I have to say that Josh and the whole team, like, I would go in the Discord and on Telegram and ask like the basic questions. And it was really hard for me to invest like $300 to $400 on a PFP, an NFT. But I kept going back and I'm like, no, I just need to get it. I just need to buy it. And for me, that was the discovery of DeltaFlare. And then little by little, like I started from the NFTs, I started investing in the project. And let me tell you guys, they have been through so many obstacles, but I can say this, that the foundation is now where we want it to be. It is strong. The community is also strong, and we're growing every day. And for me, this has been a gem that hasn't been discovered. I've been talking about DeltaFlare almost a year. We're going to a year now. And I'm just so proud to be part of the community and representing them. And, I am Josh, like one of the first people that helped you guys promote DeltaFlare. And I am still here. And I'm not stopping until we get to that dollar mark. And that's my goal myself.